Hello, my name is Hannah, and today we're building like a forest cottage. I was really struggling with naming things on Friday. I built two things on Friday, this and then another thing that you'll see, I don't know, next time I post. I don't know my schedule good or well enough to, know exactly, but I did build two things, and I was struggling to name things. So this is currently called Magical Forest Cottage. We'll see if it keeps that name for very long. Not sure. Usually when I have issues naming things, they get no views. I don't understand why. I don't know if those are connected at all, but the things that I cannot name, just they get less views for some reason. So not sure. But I had been building something for 6 minutes right before I started building this, and it looked so horrible. But it had a similar color scheme. It was the red with this kind of cottagey in this same lot. But I was no, and then I bulldozed it, and then I started again, and I got this, which is much better because the last one I didn't like the outside shape of it. But I liked how it was looking with the rest of it, the windows and the color scheme was all looking fine, and I really liked that. So I was oh, I want to keep going and want to make it look good. But then I was I hate the shape of it. I would have to move all of this stuff. So I just quit that, and then I started over with the same color scheme. You can see that I was going with the same red columns that were on the last build, but I changed those to white. And I changed the, all of the windows are red and have, the red touch, and, the roof is, kind of red. So I went with that, red, color scheme for a lot of the outside, and then most of, the downstairs, the main areas inside. And I thought that was really cool. The outside, I think, looks really cool and really cottagey. Because I was going for, more, spooky. It's not spooky, but I was going for more witches, spellcaster kind of things, because it is October, and I do plan on making something more haunted house-ish for later this month. But I wanted to just get a little bit of a witches kind of house for right now because I wanted to really badly, and I was finally getting back into the wanting to build and also being able to build, because I earlier this week could not. I was really wanting to build something really cool, and then I couldn't, and so I got some strange looking builds earlier this week. They're not bad, but they're just strange, different for me. And then I was finally getting back into it with this build, and then it was a little bit more back in the next video. So that's all good, and hopefully next time I build, it'll all be back to normal and we'll all be good with that. But I thought this house was so cute on the inside. It's a lot of red, which I never do because red is such a bold color. But I used the cottage living red because it's more muted, and also I like it better. And so I used the red doors, and the tile in the bathroom and the kitchen is red, and the beds and the couch, I think, or the chairs at least. And so it's very red, and then there's blue, which is kind of more of a cool tone, so that it's not just entirely red, because I feel that would have been a little bit overkill. But I thought it looked so cool and really fun to just look at and stuff like that. And so I was having so much fun building, and it actually didn't take me that long, because a lot of the things that I do more detailed, kind of like this, because there's a lot of shelving units in this house. But just also just recently my builds have been taking longer, but this one only took 45 minutes, which isn't that bad. And because I wanted to build two things so that I could have my four things done, was unaware of how hectic this weekend was going to be until Saturday morning or yesterday morning. So I was just I gotta get my 4 builds done, even though I'm not gonna get 4 voiceovers done this weekend, but that's okay. It's all fine. But I got it all done really quickly, and so that's really good. But I kind of wish I could have been just decorating it for longer, because it looks so cute, and I was having so much fun decorating all of the shelves. This shelving unit that you can see right now, I was having so much fun just putting stuff on there. There's a hand, there's some dishes and all of that stuff, but it looks really cute. Not The Sims can use it or anything, but I can look at it, and that's the good part. So that's pretty fun. But moving on to, what I've done this week, because I've almost ran out of stuff to talk about it, because I thought I had so much to talk about this week. Turns out I just have a bunch of random little tiny things that happen, and that's not going to make a good enough voiceover But the first thing is that we stuck my friend into my PE class again, which, to be fair, was not my idea this time. It was the other person that is in my PE class that I eat lunch with. It was their idea. So technically it wasn't my fault, but I didn't say don't do that, so, you know, it'll be okay. But technically we didn't sneak her into the class. We told her to go wait in a field where we were gonna go bird watching. And it took 20 minutes for us to get there because we had a sub, which is, you know, why this other person was like, come to our class, because we had a sub. But we've been bird watching all week. I don't think I have taken a picture of a singular bird, but that's okay. It's just about, you know, the experience or whatever. But we told her to go stand in this field and like come like walk around like the running area with us to look for birds. Didn't find any birds, but that's okay. But you know, we just kind of had her stand out there for a very long time, and I felt bad because I'm the only one in contact with her. So I was just like, yeah, it's gonna be like 10 minutes. And then after the 10 minutes, I was like, it's gonna be another 10 minutes. But, you know, that's okay. But I was just like, this is probably a bad idea because, oh wait, I don't think we had a sub this day. I think we had a sub the next day. Yeah, we didn't have a sub that day. Actually, I take that back. We didn't have a sub that day. We just were not in the classroom, and we were allowed to go off in, like, little groups. And so we were just like, yeah, just come up with us. And so, you know, it was very wild. But I'm going to try and minimize this next time because I am starting to get anxious about bringing this girl into class because she has missed 2 chemistry classes now. And so probably starting to get on the bad side, but to be fair, there are kids who have skipped way more classes than 2, just like in our singular class. So, you know, it's not that bad, but it's still just really weird. Also, same girl, but I'm working on a project with her in English class, and so it's over The Great Gatsby, which is the book that we just finished. It was a fairly good book. I really hated it at the beginning, though, because I thought it was very strangely written. I still kind of have that opinion, but it was very, like, it's supposed to be like that Nick is supposed to be, like, an unreliable narrator, but I hated how journal-y it felt. I didn't know until watching the movie that it was supposed to be like that. I'm actually not sure. I think I missed that entire part in the book, or I'm still just confused. But I hated how, like, much it sounded like a, you know, 14-year-old journaling. And, like, I just, like, big paragraphs of describing people, which is, I think, like, one of the biggest things that you're, like, supposed to avoid during writing is just big description paragraphs of a singular person. And so I just really felt it was really awkward. But, like, watching the movie made it make a little bit more sense because it's supposed to be, like, a retelling of Nick's, like, stuff. Which I guess makes sense. The unreliable kind of fits with that. But I was so confused. These books that my English teacher, I don't do well with books assigned to me. But I've been reading another book, and I literally read 100 pages yesterday and loved it. But The Great Gatsby, I read 30 pages this morning and was almost dying. So, not really sure. But back to the person. But we're working on a group project because we have to do a 10-minute presentation where we're talking about it and doing like an analyzing stuff with it, all that fun stuff. But I am so nervous. I was originally not going to do it with a partner because this girl has 34 missing assignments, which she's my friend, but like I was very nervous that she was not gonna get it done because she didn't start reading the book until yesterday. Apparently she finished yesterday too. Not sure about that, but she says she's finished, so not sure. But we're working on a project together, which I'm glad about, because then I don't have to talk for 10 minutes. I only have to talk for like 5-ish minutes. And so just so it gets done by Friday, I also gave her like the smaller like information-based slides. I gave her like the opening and the closing slides, which is kind of a weird, like kind of mean, kind of weird thing to do. And I kind of feel bad, but I know it's not going to get done if I don't give her the easy slides to do. So, you know, it's okay, but I'm just kind of just really just like anxious that it's not gonna get done because it's already giving me like anxiety with her not having read it until yesterday. because we started reading it almost 2 weeks ago, and she didn't start it until yesterday. She didn't finish it until yesterday either, but I guess she finished it before me, but she read the entirety of it yesterday, and it's really an analytical, heavy book that you kind of have to understand what's happening. So I'm just really just hoping she understood some of that, because that's like what the entire project is for. But we're gonna hope, and so I'll probably like talk about it again next weekend when it's finished and all of that stuff, because I'm gonna have to do all of like a voiceover kind of thing for that project, and I guess I have experience, which is kind of good, but talking to my teacher instead of a bunch of random people on the internet is a bit different, and it's kind of weird, but talking to my teacher is worse. I would much rather talk to you guys, because you are not going to give me a grade on how well I talk about my Sims build, which kind of makes sense. Also kind of doesn't make sense, because, you're more than, one person, hopefully, but, like, it's very, very strange, but I'm very nervous about that, but we'll see how well it goes. I'm thinking it'll be okay, but not sure. But it is almost the end of the video, so I'm going to end the story right here. But it is almost screenshots time, so subscribe if you did like today's video, or if you want to see more like this. But I do post 4 videos a week, so you can watch another video next time. Bye!